Next to the bell and select that and select Writing Lab. So from here, you can just go to My Drafts, create new draft, and then you want to select what it is that you're writing. So in this case, I'm going to be working on my first essay, my descriptive essay, and it's going to be in MLA style. So then I click Start Writing. From here, you notice I have 3 different options. And you also notice I have my little lab assistant down in the corner. So this is going to tell me if there's any alerts, any issues, any tips that it has for me. So the first thing I'm going to do is add any notes that I've taken so far. So this might be from my discussion. This might be from brainstorming. This could be from a lot of different reference points, right? This can be stuff that you've done in class as well. And so I'm just going to add my notes here. This is just for, demonstration purposes. So you would obviously copy and paste a lot more stuff. It doesn't matter what it really looks like here. The other cool feature of notes is that I can add my sources. So let's say this is my first source here. If I just copy and paste the link, notice the assistant comes up and it says, oh, hey, I recognize that this is a source. And the citation assistant comes up here. But there's a lot of alerts telling me it doesn't know the author or the title or the publication. So it basically just knows, okay, this is a website. So I may want to click on edit, and then I'm going to repaste it and do search again. And now it comes up with a matching source. So I'm going to hit save and close. Also notice it gives you a credibility score. And I'm going to have to verify some things here. So when I go to my works cited page, these are issues I'm going to have to deal with. Then I'm going to go back to all sources and I'm going to do add source, which I'm going to add a second source here. This is where I'm getting my information about the painting. It is a website. And here's the URL of the website. Again, I click search. And here it is, Persistence of Memory from Encyclopedia Britannica. I'm going to click Save and Close. Again, it gives me, is it credible? Things I may need to verify. When I'm done adding my sources, I'm going to just click Close Assistant. And then notice here, 2 sources, 0 alerts. Another way I can add references is by going to the actual references page. And I'm going to add my 3rd source this way. So I'm going to copy my URL. Again, it is a website in this case. I'm going to paste it here, search. Okay, we found it. And again, we get credible, parenthetical range format. So I'm going to close my assistant and notice it gives me my number of references and it gives me what the citation should look like. And then it tells me if there's any alerts, anything I need to add, right? This is also echoed here. This one doesn't have an author. So that's something I'm going to need to address in my final paper. But this is already kind of creating that list for me. And you can keep adding and subtracting these as you go. So now I'm going to start actually writing my draft. So I may want to start with the painter and the title. Salvador Dali's The Persistence of Memory is a painting that is housed in the MoMA. The MoMA is a famous art museum in New York City. So you notice I've got some spelling issues, some capitalization issues here. So the squiggly red line, just like in Microsoft Word or Google Docs, if I click on it, that addresses the issue. You can also notice in my little lab assistant here, if I click on that, it's giving me grammar tips, style tips, and clarity tips. So, I have some grammar issues. So I'm just going to go ahead and expand that. says it contains a high number of grammatical errors. I can review what those might be. Oh, did I mean Spanish surrealist artist Salvador Dali? Yes, I did. So I better change that. And this is telling me, okay, I should change it to capitalized. Yes, I should do that. So this is going to help me. If I want to make the spelling changes, I just click change. This is going to help me figure out my grammatical errors. Here, I've got a spelling issue. Oops, I need to just go ahead and address that. So it's going to be New York City. It can also give me feedback on issues with style. It's giving me one suggestion and one praise. So again, it could flow better between sentences. So maybe that's something I want to think about as I'm writing. And then same thing here with clarity. It's giving me one suggestion and one praise. These are going to change as you're writing more, right? Again, this is just a demonstration, but all of these are ways that you can get feedback as you're writing your draft. Here, you can also just start chats on any of these topics. Maybe you need help getting started. You don't really know how to start. So I'm going to go ahead and start a chat. Let's see what it says here. So I'm just going to tell it, hey, I'm stuck. I have to write a descriptive essay about a painting. Let's see what the chat says. What perspective will you take in your descriptive essay? Will you focus on the visual elements, the historical context, or something else? I will focus on the visual elements of the painting. So let's see how it responds. What are the main points I want to make about the visual elements? So this is helping me create an outline. If I don't know exactly what I want to say, this is an assistant that can help me do that. So this drafts tool is a really great way that you can start drafting your essay. And the really cool part is, one, we want to make sure we change the title, right? So we're going to change it to essay number 1, descriptive essay. You can call it whatever you want. And if I click File Options and Download Draft, I select what format I want. And now you can see that it has downloaded what I've done already in Word. So if I just click Enable Editing, from here, I can jump on in and actually start writing more. The painting shows clocks melting on a desert landscape. It's an example of a surrealist painting. Notice though, as it downloaded, this is not the font I want. So I want to make sure that, again, I just have this in MLA format. So I'm going to change my font to Times New Roman. I'm going to make sure it's 12 point. It's already got my name here, but I know I need to add other elements like professor's name, the class, the due date, which is here, June 12th. I know I need to add my title. I know I need to add my header, my heading, my page numbers, but it's given me something that I can work with, and it's kind of already formatted some of my works cited for me. So yeah, I'm going to have to make adjustments, but I've already got a really good basis to work with here. So I hope this is helpful in thinking about how to use the drafts to help you start writing your essays. And I would love to know what you think of this tool. Please let me know. You can comment below, or you can send me an email. You can tell me in class. Would love to hear what you think. Thanks.